can't see under here, there's a river that follows all the way down. There's a beautiful path. That's down the path, all the way back then. So
Sounds good, doesn't it?
literally, once we've hit that rock and had a bite to eat, we're on path 10 to 90%. I'm pleased to say.
Is there a taxi?
So, this is one of the engines, the cheater engine. There's another one just there if you look further down. And if you give me 2 seconds to find my literature, which my dear friend has kindly printed and laminated in case of the weather.
Yeah, saving him in,
yeah. Some history. You interested? It's talking about that woman that didn't even know we were going to an aircraft. There we go. Here she is. Right. Anybody wants to have a look? These are a few years back. These went engines. Now this was an Avro Anson Mark 1. It crashed in the 11th of December 1944, and it was flying from RAF Newton to Millom. It was a Polish one, and they were flying a number of the staff from the number 16 Polish Flying Training School, which was based at Newton in Nottinghamshire, and they were going to the RAF Millom on the Cumbrian coast. While in the cloud, the aircraft struck the ground on Edale Moor and overturned. 4 of those on board received minor injuries, but none was seriously injured. After they were led off the hill, they were transferred to the RAF hospital at Wilmslow for treatment before being returned back to Newton. So you'll be glad to know, for a start, this is one where they all survived. You'll be glad to know. After the crash, the wreckage was broken up, and later in 1955, after a request from the recently formed Peak District National Park, the crash sites on Kinderg and the surrounding area were again visited by an RAF recovery team from number 34 MU at Stoke Heath in Shropshire, and they actually spent much of that summer cutting up and disposing of the wreckage, which is, as I was explaining, as planes were flying over, they'd see these big aircraft wrecks and think that another plane had crashed. So people were being sent out in all weathers for no reason, really. This was believed that this aircraft is one which was visited during that or the following summer. So it was actually cut up. A lot of it's actually disappeared now. There used to be a lot more of it, but a lot of it will be buried somewhere down here. But there you go, they all survived this. The pilot, I did read in another book, a gentleman called Jan Zygmunt Kilmzak. I hope I apologise if I've not pronounced his name right.
I think you butchered that really
and
well.
Alexander Chelkowski. I know, reading another book I know they actually went on and had a long and varied career. Jan actually got put in a prisoner of war camp when he was flying a thing just after the war, but I think he only spent about 6 months, and they all survived the war, you'll be pleased to know. So there you go, that's your first one. When we was talking earlier up further down, if you can see where these rocks are down here, this is where they've started to dam things up, so when it does have a downpour, it's holding the water in rather than washing the peat bogs away. This is to protect the land. You'll see that this one's not a good example, but as we walk around this bit, you will see little dams all over to try and preserve the environment. But there you go. But do have a wander down and have a look. It's worth having a look at the engines and what have you.
When you're doing it,
I can feel somebody else doing Makes you wonder how much of it is underneath water. Yeah. When I first found this, it was about 30 years ago, and it was actually riddled all the way down with wreckage. unfortunately it's either sunk or people do have a bad habit of coming out here and picking pieces up for a bit of a souvenir for some reason. If you look very carefully down where Guff stood down there, you can still see yellow paint off outside at plane, and that's where it was painted up to say it was a training plane. So, one of the most interesting ones, if you go over Black Ash up over there, we went, didn't we? Well, a couple of years back now, but just after COVID. Do you remember? And there's a full wing off of this jet there, and you can still see alt numbers and everything down it, can't you? It's wonderful. Hello, sir.
Hello,
If you wander
sir.
a little bit further down, there's another engine.
I shall wander over.
Want to have a look?
Try not to fall over or anything. So this is the dam you were talking about. That was Anthony. He's a Peak District Park Ranger who's taken us out today. Probably about 4 miles into the wilderness here. It's very damp and peaty and boggy. Hopefully I won't fall in. That'll be a fun one, won't it? Let's go have a look.
Yeah, and all of a sudden this one just comes up. Yeah, so and I suppose then because it's flat.
Just coming around you. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Another propeller. I think that front bit's a propeller. The engine. It's been here since the Second World War. Okay, I'm going to scramble back up and we'll head on to the next one. I may scramble back up, I may not. This is the fun bit, trying to get up. Got there finally. Oh, one of us was going to fall over, it might as well be me.